All right. Press one if you can hear me. Press one if you can hear me. All right, let's go. All right, shout out to everybody fucking with me on this evening. Shout out to everybody that came by Friday as well. Look like we low today. I sent out an email blast, so I guess everybody will pile up in a minute. Open to the room once again, everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be a long live anyway. Probably 30 to 45 minutes, I say. I know everybody out enjoying the weather. Well, we're gonna finish up on our part 2 of this, and which is in the title, Why Blacks Can't Get Ahead. But I'm gonna play a few clips to you as well, so everybody can get a better understanding. Oh shit! Let me start off with this one with Malcolm X. Then we're gonna move on.
Society supposedly based upon law, and it doesn't enforce its own law because the color of a man's skin happens to be wrong, then I say those people are justified to resort to any means necessary to bring about justice where the government can't give them justice. But when a black man strikes back, he's an extremist. He's supposed to sit passively and have no feelings, be nonviolent, and love his enemy. No matter what kind of attack, be it verbal or otherwise, he's supposed to take it. But if he stands up and in any way tries to defend himself, then he's an extremist.
Okay. Now, this was said back in the 60s by Malcolm X about when black people stand up. And that's, I would say, another reason why we can't get ahead. We come too too dependent upon the system. As you can see now, what's going on with the riots and the protest. When you protest, to me, my opinion, it's like crying. That's what protesting is doing. It's crying. You're chanting. You have a complaint, and nobody wants to listen to a crybaby. Let's keep it 100. You have to do just like these people do, and did. Go out and get what you feel that you deserve and need. I'm not saying steal it, but by any means necessary, work hard for it. Anybody coming your way, I mean, you just got to do what you got to do. I've been getting emails as well as word around as well as about this new Black Panther Party. People, let's look a little bit deep into this. When you see something like these new groups, especially like the Black Lives Matter ordeal, you got to look at the grassroots of these people. And if the grassroots of these people is not true to the heart, trust me, it's something not right there. With this Black Lives Matter, this new Panther Party, all of them people are agents. They are paid agents. So you have to be, careful about, about following these people as well as believing in these people. I just looked at a clip and it just, I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying nothing that's, from the heart. Like I said, you look at these people, it's like, okay, you guys are looking like total squares. I mean, if you check out the Black Panther Party from back in the days, you will see that a lot of them guys were from the actual neighborhoods of the places that they were trying to protect and help grow. Just like with the Crips and Bloods, it put it like this. How you gonna be a blood, but you stay in Beverly Hills, but you sit here talking about you from Crenshaw? It doesn't make sense. That's basically what I'm trying to say. If something don't look right, a lot don't look right. And it's the same thing with these Black Lives Matter, and the same thing with these this new Panther Party. Like I said, I'm not saying nothing that's total grassroots and strong. I'm just saying an overview of of some sugarcoating to make it seem like something being done. So these people will infiltrate in all types of ways. So that's another thing you got to be aware of as well when something don't look right. I know we've seen a lot of stuff, a lot of fuckery as well that's coming at you. But you got to ask yourself, is this true? Is it seriously true? And like I said, when you get to digging, you're going to find out it's a gang of bullshit. Let me see what I'm going to bump into next. I got another clip I want to play by Moore. He's from the Moore Science Temple. He has some good, powerful words as well. So I want y'all to check this out.
This is what I'm talking about in terms of the black leadership, the black community. This is why I don't give a damn about them. When you out here, black power, all of this shit, what are you doing in your community on the street to get people to be seen as something else other than a goddamn slave? You know what slaves do? Slaves march. Slaves walk around with slogans, throwing their hands in the air when you're supposed to be taking that hand and putting it in somebody's face. That's what you're supposed to be doing. But again,
or creating a document
or an ecclesiastical government that allows you to function outside of their system. And all you got to have is a nationality to do it. Why you think you ain't never seen no Sikh in jail? Why you never think you don't see no Palestinian in jail? Why you in American jail? Why you don't think you'll never see no Chinese or no Indian
Hasidic
person or no Hasidic person in jail? Only people you see in jail is who? Blacks, whites, Mexicans. That's it. This is what I'm talking about in terms of the black leader.
Okay. Now, what he just said right there is very true. Just trip out why you don't see those other kinds in jail. It's something you got to look at. And when I heard this, I'm like, wow, you don't. It makes you think. It really does. And that's what made me play that clip, because I mean, it's something to think about. I'm trying to pull up some other stuff as well, y'all. Bear with me a minute. Okay. I'm gonna play this clip. Some of y'all probably heard it, but I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all haven't. Just bear with me a hot second. So pull this up. There we go. It's by a Republican racist couple. Let me take this banner down right quick. Hold on. Is that the one? Yeah, that's the one. Hold on. Yeah, this couple right here, they something else. Yeah, I think I went up too big. Hold on. Hold up. Go back out. There we go. Now I'm about to play something that's very disturbing. Very disturbing. Oh, let me pull it up. Let me pull it up. Here it is, right here.
And I mean this literally, or whoever the fuck it is you pray to, okay? That Donald J. Trump, President of the United States, and Attorney General Barr clean this up lawfully. Because if for any reason the President of the United States feels that it's not getting done the way it should and decides to put out the tweet that says, my fellow Americans, my fellow 2A loving Americans, it's time to take up arms against these assholes. You are all fucked in under an hour. Under 1 hour, you're done. Every one of you. We're all just at home, hanging out, or we're on vacation like me right now, watching you idiots behave the way you do, waiting for that one tweet, that one emergency text message from the fucking President of the United States that gives us the green light to finish this entire thing in under an hour. It will not be law enforcement. It will not be one of these slow bureaucrats.
Okay. Yeah, it's the guy right here on the screen. Yeah, him and his wife feel like that. Yeah, you just heard the words out of his mouth. And that's what a lot of them is waiting on. This guy, he's just like the ones who killed Ahmaud Arbery. Just like him. There's a lot of them that's waiting to do this. So that's why I tell all my brothers and sisters to definitely to stay strapped. Because you got people out here that's like that. I'm not saying all of them like that, but it's a good handful that's out here like this. Don't let them don't let these people fool you. Do not let them fool you. Because once again, the key to white supremacy is deception. Just think about all the things we've been deceived of. A lot. So I'm gonna tell you one thing. Hold on, let me pull this up. Finally found a picture of these brothers. Hold up. If we get some brothers like these right here, we get some brothers like these. That's the type of brothers we need. These are some real niggas to me. Not these homemade ass niggas that's running around on YouTube or the ones you see on Instagram, you know, flashing their chopper. These brothers right here, these are some real G's to me. They was willing to put their life on the line. Well, they did put their life on the line. Let me say that. If you gotta ask me who this is, trust me, you're not in tune with what's going on. Makai is what's his name? Makai, he's in the middle. That's the youngest one. I gotta get the other two names right. I don't want to say their names wrong. He said, but I don't think it will be easy as they think to take us out though. Well, we keep letting them infiltrate us. They will. You got to remember, we got a lot of coons out here. You got a lot of these motherfuckers. I love massa ass niggas out here. If y'all don't motherfuckers like that, stay away from them. Stay away from them because they dangerous. Let me see. Unfortunately, he is correct. Am I get okay? They outnumber us and definitely have more weapons. Well, Lawrence, tell you the truth, I don't think they outnumber us. But for us weapons, yeah, they got that part. I agree with you on that. But outnumbering us, nah. It's more us than them. Welcome to the room. God bless. Now, hold on. Let me see what else I want to get into next. Okay, show that. Now I'm going to play something to everybody. I want y'all to brace yourself for this. I want you to turn your volume up. Because what this sister said is very touching. It's very true. It's hard. It's like all the above. I can't explain it. So I want y'all to turn your volume up for this. As well, I'm turning the volume up over here. So just brace yourself about what you're about to hear.
So I've been seeing a lot of things talking of the people making commentary. Interestingly enough, the ones I've noticed that have been making the commentary are wealthy Black people, making the commentary about we should not be rioting, we should not be looting, we should not be tearing up our own communities. And then there's been an argument of the other side of we should be hitting them in the pocket. We should be focusing on the blackout days where we don't spend money. But, you know, I feel like we should do both. And I feel like I support both. And I'll tell you why I support both. I support both because when you have a civil unrest like this, there are three types of people in the streets. There are the protesters, there are the rioters, and there are the looters. The protesters are there because they actually care about what is happening in the community. They want to raise their voices, and they are there strictly to protest. You have the rioters who are angry, who are anarchists, who really just want to fuck shit up, and that's what they're going to do regardless. And then you have the looters. And the looters almost exclusively are just there to do that, to loot. Now, people are like, well, what did you gain? Well, what did you get from looting? I think that as long as we're focusing on the what, we're not focusing on the why. And that's my issue with that. As long as we're focusing on what they're doing, we're not focusing on why they're doing. And some people are like, well, those aren't people who are legitimately angry about what's happening. Those are people who just want to get stuff. Okay, well then let's go with that. Let's say that's what it is. Let's ask ourselves why in this country in 2020, the financial gap between poor Blacks and the rest of the world is at such a distance that people feel like their only hope and only opportunity to get some of the things that we flaunt and flash in front of them all the time is to walk through a broken glass window and get it. That they are so hopeless that getting that necklace, getting that TV, getting that change, getting that bed, getting that phone, whatever it is that they're going to get, is that in that moment when the riots happen and if they present an opportunity of looting, that's their only opportunity to get it. We need to be questioning that why. Why are people that poor? Why are people that broke? Why are people that food insecure, that clothing insecure, that they feel like their only shot, that they are shooting their shot by walking through a broken glass window to get what they need. And then people want to talk about, well, there's plenty of people who pulled themselves up by their bootstraps and got it on their own. Why can't they do that? Let me explain to you something about economics in America. And I'm so glad that as a child, I got an opportunity to spend time at Push where they taught me this, is that we must never forget that economics was the reason that Black people were brought to this country. We came to do the agricultural work in the South and the textile work in the North. Do you understand that? That's what we came to do. We came to do the agricultural work in the South and the textile work in the North. Now, if I right now decided that I wanted to play Monopoly with you, and for 400 rounds of playing Monopoly, I didn't allow you to have any money, I didn't allow you to have anything on the board. I didn't allow for you to have anything. And then we played another 50 rounds of Monopoly, and everything that you gained and you earned while you were playing that round of Monopoly was taken from you. That was Tulsa. That was Rosewood. Those are places where we built Black economic wealth, where we were self-sufficient, where we owned our stores, where we owned our property, and they burned them to the ground. So that's 450 years. So for 400 rounds of Monopoly, you don't get to play at all. Not only do you not get to play, you have to play on the behalf of the person that you're playing against. You have to play and make money and earn wealth for them, and then you have to turn it over to them. So then for 50 years, you finally get a little bit and you're allowed to play. And every time that they don't like the way that you're playing, or that you're catching up, or that you're doing something to be self-sufficient, they burn your game. They burn your cards. They burn your Monopoly money. And then finally at the release and the onset of that, they allow you to play and they say, okay, now you catch up. Now at this point, the only way you're going to catch up in the game is if the person shares the wealth, correct? But what if every time you share the wealth, then there's psychological warfare against you to say, oh, you're an equal opportunity hire. So if I played 400 rounds of Monopoly with you and I had to play and give you every dime that I made, and then for 50 years, every time that I played, if you didn't like what I did, you got to burn it like they did in Tulsa and like they did in Rosewood. How can you win? How can you win? You can't win. The game is fixed. So when they say, why do you burn down the community? Why do you burn down your own neighborhood? It's not ours. We don't own anything. We don't own anything. Trevor Noah said it so beautifully last night. There's a social contract that we all have, that if you steal or if I steal, then the person who is the authority comes in and they fix the situation. But the person who fixes the situation is killing us. So the social contract is broken. And if the social contract is broken, why the fuck do I give a shit about burning the fucking Football Hall of Fame, about burning a fucking Target? You broke the contract when you killed us in the streets and didn't give a fuck. You broke the contract when for 400 years we played your game and built your wealth. You broke the contract when we built our wealth again on our own by our bootstraps in Tulsa and you dropped bombs on us. When we built it in Rosewood and you came in and you slaughtered us. You broke the contract, so fuck your Target. Fuck your Hall of Fame. As far as I'm concerned, they could burn this bitch to the ground. And it still wouldn't be enough. And they are lucky that what Black people are looking for is equality and not revenge.
I tell you, when I heard that, I was so touched and blown away at the same motherfucking time, y'all. At first, when I listened to her, I was like, it's a little bit shaky, not too much shaky, but a little bit, because some something she said at the beginning. But you know, everything else she said, it overrided that, and I understood where she was coming from. I understood her point as well. God bless. I kept this up here because I wanted you to come up and kind of give us an idea of what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but I want you kind of clarify it if you can. So I'm gonna throw the link out here. But as we get back to the sister that I just played, she's right. And this was something that we was when Mo was up here, we was trying to tell God bless. Like no matter what we do, we always get a setback. We always do. So that's why I said earlier, you know, we gotta make and take what's ours. We can't keep relying by playing on somebody's rules and game and by their game, because we're not gonna win. And this is basically what this sister was just saying. Trying to see if God bless gonna come up. You said exactly. I didn't like it when she said we came here, but everything else was on point. Yeah, at the earlier point, I gotta pick it out. I have to pick it out lyric. But yeah, at the beginning, I was kind of then, like I said, everything else, is like wow. to kind of override my thought of even, trying to go back and nitpick at that. You said, we got to change the game because it's rigged. Right. Well, I get what you're saying, Lyric, but at the same time, when they put them loopholes in, sometimes we got to say, fuck your loopholes. I mean, they do the same thing to us. Why not do the same thing to them? So that's our problem. We always going up, well, by the constitutional law, bitch. Fuck the goddamn Constitution, because when it comes to them, they throw their shit out. If they don't throw it out, they make some motherfucking some good clauses in there to benefit them. We know this. We see this. Oh, we got God bless right here. Okay. Welcome to the panel. God bless.
Hi, SL. How you been doing?
Okay, yourself.
That statement, that young lady, that speech is powerful, and it hit on so many points.
Yeah.
But I also want to say this. I always mention to you before that people who look like us is not necessary for us or for the agenda for Black agenda.
Very true. Very true. I just stated that earlier.
And so when we have to be very careful promoting people because the way they look, because a lot of people, I hate to say this, do it break my heart if a Black owner lose they shop or lose their business because of someone is trying to destroy their business. That breaks my heart. Don't get me wrong. But if your main focus is about a business, about your facility, about your bakery, and we're talking about lives, we're talking about Black men lives, we're talking about Black women lives that's getting taken every day and disrespected. And your comment to me is, what about Black crime? Or what about you destroying this shop that's owned by a Black person? That's when I know that you're not part of the agenda. Because it doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter if you have two businesses. It doesn't matter if you got $50 in your pocket. If you got stopped by police, your chances of living drops significantly. You got better chances of surviving coronavirus, based on stopping by a police officer. And so that's your main focus. That says a lot. And a lot of these Black capitalists, that's their main focus. You have people on YouTube, on Instagram, snot nose and crying over businesses, over Target. Target got insurance. Target's going to be okay, but your children may not be okay. A good chance that you may not be okay. This is even more than by police brutality. This is by the economic depression of the Black community. That's the issue. This brother, Mr. Floyd, was furloughed, was working part-time, making $10 an hour. That brother probably was struggling before he died. We have to start getting really serious about what is facing the Black community. And I'm not saying that voting is all that we need to just vote and that's it. But we got to tackle this like we fighting a war. Because if not, the Black community is not going to last. We can't just say, well, just invest in all Black businesses. As you can tell, not every Black business is for Black people.
True. Very true.
And so we have to get real here. We got to stop voting. Every time someone says, I marched with Dr. Martin Luther King in the 60s, people say, well, we got to vote for that brother. We got to vote for that sister. That does not mean anything. They don't have an agenda for Black people now.
No, they paid by other white parties to go out and do that as a cosign. That's all it is.
I I'm just it bothers me because I think that what we have to get serious. We have to focus on. I don't care when people say, "Well, what are the celebrities doing?" I don't care what Tiger Woods think. I don't care what Michael Jordan think. I don't care what Kanye West think because a lot of these people benefit from the racism system in a way. A lot of these celebrities, black celebrities, ain't talking because you know what? Because they scared their money will be taken away from them. That's the
Right.
reason why they gotta be shut up and jive turkey and do the dance.
Exactly. 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 And they get out of line, they know what's gonna happen.
Exactly. And that's why I'm saying let's not when we would say our celebrities, we don't got no celebrities. You
No,
better
we
look
don't.
in the mirror.
Hey,
You
hey,
don't want
hey, hey,
celebrity.
let me say this, God bless. I'm glad that you said this because I was supposed to mention this that these celebrities, we have to look at them like they just a higher paid worker. That's it. That's all they are. They don't have no position of power. Only thing they got is a platform. But once again, when a platform is contracted, they can't sit here and talk about everything that you think they should talk about. It's just the way it is. I got Crystal on her. Go ahead, Crystal, mic on up.
What's up, y'all? I don't have the popular opinion.
No, go ahead. Hey, state your claim.
So I used to preach the white people and the police thing 24/7, so I'm very aware of this. But I do feel like it is a war against blacks, but blacks until we weed out the bad apples, you can't fight shit. And I don't know why black people think they can fight something when we have so many bad apples. We have to target the shit in the community because your own people are at war with you too. And I know a lot of people are talking and they're living in the suburbs and stuff like that. And I live in the suburbs now, so you don't see shit. But when you stay in the fucking hood and you see a motherfucker die from your own ass, you will realize we got war with our own people as well. So it's crazy to me how black folks could get mad at this white man for killing a black man, but you don't get upset when you see black people doing the same fuck shit. So that's my only issue.
Well, what I want to say is what you said in the last part is that we gotta, put things in check, what I'm saying, within our neighborhood, just like the Black Panthers did and the Crips did. So once we do that, I think that, what I'm saying, I get what you're saying, we could go ahead and push forward to put, the system in check when these race soldiers do murder us down. No, you go ahead.
No, I agree. I feel like we definitely have. I don't think it's just white folks. It's different groups of people against blacks, but black people, we have a bigger problem, and that's the war within our own community. Everyone is scared of the criminals.
Well,
Everyone is scared of the thugs.
yeah,
We
but
got issues to tackle.
let me say this, Crystal. Once you think about it, the black on black crime is not high like the mainstream media makes it look. I'm not saying
I
it's not
stayed in
there, but it's
Chicago.
not
I
high.
would have to disagree because when I stayed in Chicago, I grew up in the suburbs, and when I went to Chicago, the war between the GDs and the vice lords when I was 18 to 21, that wasn't a little small war. Until
Well,
you see somebody get shot in front of your face,
yeah, I seen
then
that.
you'll
It's
understand.
it's not a good sight. You know what I'm saying? It will kind of fuck with you in some ways, but that's just a small portion you talking about. I'm talking about overall of blacks. That's what I'm saying. I'm not just saying just one particular area. I'm saying overall as blacks, when you look at it, the crime is not that high as the mainstream media makes it look.
And hey Crystal, this is God bless.
Hey, God bless.
Hey sweetheart. I just want to piggyback on what you stated about the criminal justice systems and the high rate of black on black crime. If you A lot of people don't realize this, but Department of Justice, um, the federal prisons was having an issue. And one of the issues it was having was staffing, is that they didn't have enough inmates coming in because the crime rate was going down. So when you look at Department of Justice, They have the statistics break down each year. I think it's like a 10-year span, maybe longer than that, when they show the increase and decrease of crime, of people who's getting admitted, who's getting going to prison. So I think sometimes it's a misconception that Black people just run around killing each other because they show Chicago all the time. And so
Right.
Chicago is like the stepchild of um, anytime there's a issue that Black people bring up in our community, we say, well, look at Chicago, and this is what's going on. It's getting to the point now that many governors in certain states like Mississippi, Alabama was complaining because they use especially inmates, Black bodies, brown bodies, to do a lot of their contracts. They didn't have enough inmates. And so I think it was the governor of Mississippi, actually. I think it was the governor of Mississippi. If I'm wrong, please look it up, guys. But I know it was one of the southern states. He was saying, we need more inmates. So
Yeah,
it's that
I remember that. It's one of
it's
them southern states that
it's
did
the
that. Yeah.
southern states. So it's really showing you that misconception that all you have is Black people just running around, and this is large conception, because I think it's an easy I think sometimes it's an easy way of us blaming the victims. So it's easy to blame us, just like Allmart, the young Black male that was jogging. They criticized, they really dissected this poor young man's life, saying he was a criminal, he was doing something suspicious, going to the home, find out there was multiple people that go into that house and were looking around, no one called the police. Now
Right.
it came out that the third guy actually hit him with the car, with his truck, and he even stated that the other guy said the N word, said, I'm happy that N has died. But even Black folks were saying, well, Ahmaud did something wrong. He was doing something wrong. We have programmed ourselves to blame ourselves for being brutalized. I think
Right.
it's really it's I don't know what kind of voodoo black magic that is, but
Exactly. Hold on, Global. I'm glad you brought it up because when you said that, bring me back to the Mike Brown situation. And
Mhm.
before it even came out on the news, I already said, because they said that he stole a box of cigarillos. He beat the dude up, took his box of cigarillos. And I said, hold the fuck up. I hate to say it like this, but I'm gonna say it like it. Fuck it. Any nigga that's thinking of some goddamn shit like that need their ass whooped. I don't know now one motherfucker weed smoker that will go into a fucking liquor store, beat the motherfucking clerk up for a fucking box of cigarillos when he know 10 other motherfucking weed smokers he get a goddamn rap from. That shit didn't add up to me. It didn't. So when niggas was out there saying that shit, man, yeah, man, he got that, man, because he stole a box of cigarillos. Like, nigga, he didn't steal that shit. A $12 box of fucking cigarillos for real. Go ahead, God bless.
No, I'm just, you're correct. I know the statistic. Believe me, I even know when we have these crimes and these reports, I actually know what is going to be the counter argument against what we're saying, that we want equal rights, equal justice, equal pay. We just want to be treated as humans. It's always going to be, well, what about the black on black crime? It's always going to be that
Right.
when you had a high case, and you still have in these West Virginia, Ohio, Pennsylvania, when these predominantly white males and white women who was using opioid addiction, who was
Oh,
overdosing, no one
exactly.
said no one said when if anything negative happened to them, well, what about their drug use?
Right.
If for some reason it's almost like it's only pretend that African Americans, black people have to prove that they're worthy to live.
Right. Exactly.
No other
Exactly.
race has to do it. No Asians, no one else have to do it. Whites, no one else have to do it. But for some reason, only for blacks, we have to prove, and we don't. If we don't check off the box that we don't have a bachelor degree, or we have to have a 700 credit score, and we never even jail walk. That's the only rights we have to live. And I want
Exactly.
to know why it's that, and that needs to stop. I'm not going to accept that anymore. My life is just as important as anybody else's life. My children's life is more is important as anyone else's life. Your life is important too, SEL. And because you may do something in your past, or maybe God, I did something in my past, that doesn't decrease my value of living.
Exactly. Because like I said, by you saying that, it's strange how they can pull up all a fire, that cam footage when he was in the park 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
What you mean to tell me you can't pull up one motherfucking cam footage of the goddamn officers, these officers that on his neck, or that was on his neck? You mean to tell me you can't find one cam footage of them fucking up? No, I believe it's bullshit.
I totally agree. Listen, some of the officers, I'm gonna tell you how sad this is. One of the officers that killed Mr. Floyd just had a GED. So this man, and I'm not
Wow.
knocking brother, I'm not knocking anybody. Please let me say this. I'm not elitist. So I don't care.
Wow.
I'm not one of those people.
Wow.
But
You
one of
thought
the
that hold on, God bless. You thought that was something. Welcome back to the panel, Crystal. But you thought that was something. I ran into a cop. He was like, man, let me chopped it up for a minute about something. I forgot the fuck it was. But he told me he ain't had no high school diploma. I'm like, hold the fuck up. How the fuck you ain't got no high school diploma? You have to go take some college courses to get this position.
I thought so too.
Exactly. So that's why I say all this shit they tell us, it's all a fucking smoke screen, y'all. It is all a smoke screen. But go ahead, God bless.
No, I just was saying that we got to be. I think that what happened is that we have become so costumed, so accepted of abuse and victim. It's to the point now that it's gone to the point that the people who's brutalizing us, who's promoting this systematic racism structure that's killing your black boys, your black fathers, your black young lady, this essential workers who was lying in bed. She just did a shift. She was lying in bed and she got killed. And the officer is still walking around. Now, if you believe me, if Miss Taylor was a different race, that would not be the case. So again, does that so we need to also, so if that was the case, and we adopted the belief that we got to prove ourselves. So Miss Taylor, she was going to nursing school. She was a hardworking sister, worked I think 2 jobs. She was in the front line, while some of us are sitting down, typing on a computer.
Right.
Is this getting to the point now that I'm not, that proving myself to live? I'm not going to prove myself to live anymore. I even with black folks, when black folks says, well, we got to do better. No, we built this country. We built your generation. We built this country. This country owes us the responsibility to treat us as citizens. You treat other groups as a citizen. We need to be treated as such. We're not asking for much.
Once again, God bless. We kind of, say that asking, that's been over with. You know what I'm saying? We got to start doing and taking.
Now, I don't know what you mean by taking that. I mean, what you mean by taking that?
I'm just saying, I'm just calling it out, calling it out like it is.
I don't know what you mean.
That's the only way. I'll say, fuck what you talking about and keep it pushing to either one of the 3 or all 3.
I don't know about taking.
Seriously.
We talk about different things.
I'm shaking up a lot of people though, because these 3 brothers I got up on the screen, I know that. I am shaking up a lot of people. The white folks see these 3 right here. This is what they fear. A black person like these 3 I got up right now. Chris, welcome back to the panel.
Thank you for letting me on again. Hey, sis. But I understand what you all saying. And 3 years ago, I would have been like, yeah. But I'm not concerned with what different groups think of me. I'm over that because I'm not trying to be around other groups. You got to care about other groups to care what they think. And I don't care what they think. But I've seen a lot. And I know that Black folks definitely have some issues. And it's not minor. And I feel like until we like ourselves, we're gonna always be in turmoil. So I get what you're saying and all of that stuff, but we have bigger issues to fry. So I can't just get with it's just only the white folks, and if it wasn't for the police and stuff, we'll be better off as a people because we wouldn't, because I've seen it. So that's just my opinion.
Okay, I get where you coming from. I think once you start looking into things more and be more rounded about it, maybe your outlook will be a little bit more different. You know, it is a problem. I will agree with you on that. And I think we have to start with ourselves and put a lot of things in check. Is it going to be a big task to do? Yeah, it's going to be a big task to do because we so many years behind. Welcome back to the panel. God bless. Go ahead, Crystal. Go ahead, Crystal.
Um, that was just my opinion. I know it's not the popular opinion, if we eradicated white folks, which I don't know how black people gonna do that since we interracial date and we run into them. But so I don't know how you're gonna eradicate white folks. But I just think that black people, we live in a delusional mentality. And first of all, and this black folks gonna get mad at me for saying this, but if you were tired of racism, you just couldn't stand the white folks so much. Why are you running to them?
Yeah,
See,
you
that
got a
don't make
point.
sense to me.
But yeah, you're right. But you got to look at the type dudes that's running to them. That's what you got to look at. Now every brother is running to him. Not every sister is running to him. You got to look at the type of brother and sisters that's running to him.
That's definitely so, but I see a lot of black people crying about racism and the Latinos and the whites is holding the brothers and the sisters down, but yet they break their neck to date them. So you have a big self-hate issue and a lot of mess going on with our brain where we trying to, fight for stuff, but we trying to be with the people we trying to fight for, but somehow that makes sense to us. See, when you try to understand the psyche of black folks, it started getting messy. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't.
I get what you coming from. Like I get what you saying. Like I said, once you were broadened up and see the bigger picture, I think you'll have a different outlook on it. I think you are looking at it in the right way, but you're just looking at it one way. That's what you thinking the vast or the biggest problem is that. And I don't think it's that. I think it's within us. That's where it starts at first.
Yeah, definitely. It's your upbringing and the way you were raised and different things. And that's a whole nother issue because then I have to talk about the home and stuff. But it's just a lot that I see that black folks live in this delusion.
Right, but you gotta also figure out what else that's being fed to us for the ones who don't, what I'm saying, run to the white people, but they stuck in this same position, like they can't get nowhere.
I get that. I definitely get that, but I feel like the self-hatred and if we was to fix our communities and tackle the bad apples because we have a lot, I feel like our community would be better. And yet we could fight and we could tackle stuff if we all were on the same page.
Yeah,
When you
but
talk to many,
let me tell you something. From what I see, but everywhere I go, not just St. Louis, I would say Chicago. I will say that for the most part, like I said, it is a problem, but it's not big as you think it is. Once you go out and look at it and see, that's why I say you have to get out a little bit more. You'll be able to see the difference instead of hearing the difference. I think you hear more than you're seeing. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you haven't seen nothing, but like I said, once you go to these different, cities, you'll see more. Then you get the vibe on how it is in all these different places. Atlanta, shit, Cincinnati, shit, Dayton, list goes on.
I think you got high hopes for black folks, STL, and that's good and dandy. So, um, I definitely agree racism is a problem, but I won't play like black on black crime don't exist and
No, it
rape doesn't
exists.
happen and
It exists, but like I said, it's not as bad as what I'm saying. Everybody's what I'm saying. The mass media is making it seem to be. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's not there.
I don't know
Oh,
if
it's
it's
not too
mass.
much of a big problem, but what I'm saying. Yeah, it's a problem, but I don't think it's as big as what I'm saying. I don't think the black on black crime is a bigger problem than this the systematic dependency we have as blacks. You get what I'm saying? I think that's a bigger problem than the crime problem.
Okay, STL.
Okay. Welcome back to the panel. God bless.
Yes, I'm sorry, my phone was malfunctioning, but I just heard part of it. And you know what? I'm not saying. Let me say this. I'm not saying that the black community do not have.
Yeah. God bless. You boy get out real bad. This is what I want
Can
you to
you
do.
hear me now?
Turn your volume down like 1 or 2 notches, because what it is, your voice is bouncing back to you. So turn it down 1 or
Okay.
2 notches. Yeah,
Hello.
we still can hear you. Yeah. Now we can hear you. Go ahead. Yeah. Is she saying something? Crystal, can you hear her?
No, I can't hear her.
Yeah, it's her in there. Okay. Yeah, God bless. Something wrong with your head. Probably reset your phone and come back. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead, Crystal, while she get together. I'm gonna try to push her in,
No,
push her
that was
out.
all I had to say. It's an unpopular belief of blacks. You know, blacks taking accountability is very hard for us. And I come to realize that when I pointed out a lot of stuff that happens that black folks are in denial of or they refuse to address. But I just seen a lot. I know a lot is going on. I've seen a lot in my city and I've traveled. I travel to a lot of different cities and out the country. So I understand the dangerous psyche of my people. I'm around my people. You know, you got a lot of people like Cynthia G and stuff that talk about the black community. No offense to Cynthia, but you know,
Okay.
they ain't never been to the hood. I've been to the
Right.
hood.
Exactly. Yeah, I was gonna get to that. you took it. I'm like, okay, now what type of black person we talking about? Like I said, ain't nothing against her either, but I know she's not from the hood.
Right. I'm just saying you do have a lot of black folks speaking upon black folks and they wouldn't mingle around some black folks. The only time they mingling around black people is on here, but they telling me black on black crime don't exist.
Yeah,
But
it exists. Yeah, it exists.
I'm saying it's prevalent and until black folks can hold themselves, I'm not worried about what people think about me. I'm not trying to be around different groups of people. I don't have any biracial children. I'm not with a non-black man. I care about my people, but I do want to hold my people accountable. You know, I'm not gonna sit up there and have us acting like we don't do shit and it's just we're the victim of every fucking thing because we do a lot to each other. And until we have each other's back, and we look out for each other, we respect each other as a whole, we're always going to sit up there and get pushed back and different things from different groups of people that think we are easy targets. Not only white people think we're easy target, other minority groups and cultures as well. We're known for not sticking by each other, but black people live in this delusion for whatever our reason. I don't know. I maybe it's hope. They think that we're going to have a Wakanda. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
once again, hey, now that you said that, you say we live in a delusion. Now I will agree with you on that because we agree and believe a lot of this bullshit instead of doing doing some investigative work and looking at the situation. Shantae Monique, if you want, you come on up to the panel. If you don't want to come up to the panel, I will open up the calling line for you. You know what I'm saying? Feel free to come and state your claim. What else I was gonna say? So I do believe that because when you look at Basketball Wives and Love and Hip Hop, that gives you the impression on that's how black chicks are. It's like that's not how they are.
mhm. That's true. I just want to see us do better for us. I don't care about different groups. There's a lot of people telling me my mentality is wrong, but they're dating and they're trying to be with the groups that they're complaining about. I don't care what others see. You gotta really like other groups to care about what they think. I'm concerned about the well-being of the people. Are we gonna come together? Are we gonna build? Are we gonna learn agriculture? Are we gonna learn how to build a house? Are we gonna learn how to hunt? Are we gonna learn how to grow our food if need be? If we do something arise and we need each other, do we know how to have each other back? And that's something Black people don't know. You know what I'm saying? But
Okay.
that was it, STL.
Okay. We got God bless back on. I'm mute you. God bless. Go ahead. Yeah. God bless. Go ahead. Yeah. God bless. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I had step away. Where did we left off at?
Now, Crystal just got done talking, but you go ahead and say what you wanted to say before.
I just want to say this is that I know that we have issues in our community, but guess what? A lot of communities have issues too. There's white on white crime. There's Asian on Asian crime because a lot of times we live near each other. So who we hurt is each other. Okay. So I understand that point, but I shouldn't have to make sure that there's no crime in the Black community in order for a police officer not to stop me and blow my head off. I shouldn't have to make sure that there's no that all the drugs is out of the Black community without me in order for me to get the same pay as my white counterparts or other race. If I have the same experience and the same education, I shouldn't have to prove this before I get equal rights in a system in which Black folks is paying for. We pay taxes. We pay for the police salary. So we're paying people and we begging people to give us rights. So we pay big salary. That's insane to me.
Hold on, God bless sis. I don't mean to be rude and cut you off. This is not towards you. Sante Monique, if you have something to say, sis, you welcome to come to the panel. I'm not rude. I mean, you able to talk and everything. My opinion is my opinion. I was the Wakandan Black sister back in the day with the afro, preaching and talking about white people all day. So I mean, if you want to address me, I've been where you are, sis. You welcome to come on the panel. Okay, continue. God bless.
Okay, is everything okay? Hello?
Yeah, everything cool. No, she just wanted to come up instead. She just wanted to come up instead of claim. I was gonna ask her that as well. She said, Stunte Monique said, do you feel like what you're saying is also part of the problem? Make it make sense.
Oh, okay. Okay. I understand. Um, and I think that, and let me say this, I think this is great to have good dialogue because I know as Black people, we not all monolithic. We don't all think alike. And that's totally understandable. But I just want that victimized syndrome that a lot of Black folks, I hate to say, suffer from, in which we blame ourselves for being victimized. Mr. Floyd life was dissected, and he's the victim. Omar life was dissected. He's the victim. Next, they're gonna Miss Taylor, who got shot in her bed. They're gonna go back when she was 15 years old and she jail walk, and they're gonna put that out there. When are we gonna finally say this? Enough is enough. We're tired of being treated as not even second-class citizens, but third or fourth, like we in a caste system. That's the real speech. It's not about the Black on Black crime because the Black on Black crime is really a myth. It's really a myth because right now these people are upset that they can't build enough prisons because they ain't got enough inmates. You got governors who's upset about that. So that myth, there's a lot of black on black crime, because when Pookie and Ray Ray, because people always identify with Pookie and Ray Ray, when Pookie and Ray Ray kill you, Pookie and Ray Ray go to prison, but Bob don't. Bob get an award and a GoFundMe page and living high on a horse, and he's an analyst on some of conservative channel. We got to stop that. We got to stop that as a people accepting that and tolerating that.
Well, you know, you got people that's gonna, like I said, that's like us, that's gonna spew out the white talking points. That's who, you know what I'm saying, they use as front men, like your Don Lemons, your Candace Owens, the list goes on. Let me see. Okay, Crystal, you want to weigh in on something?
Yeah, I was listening, and I agree with her. I feel like we have a problem with definitely racism. I mean, that is not undeniable. But you have to be careful around different races and your own people too. That's my problem. You know?
That's a
And I feel
that's
and I
true,
feel like
Crystal.
it's something that
Crystal,
needs to
that's
be
true,
addressed.
honey. Crystal, that's true.
Yeah, very true. Crystal, let me run something by you. Just give me an overview, but don't tell me your life story.
All right. Okay.
Okay. Now, I want you to go back to the 80s, because me and you are around about the same age,
Oh,
right?
my bag, you all. I'm listening. I'll be right back. I got to take care of something.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna have to hold that until she get back, because I want to see something. Okay. God bless you. You got anything you want to weigh on?
I do have a question. You mentioned Don Lemon, and you also mentioned him as you mentioned in a negative way. What do you have against Don Lemon? What do you think that he's not doing productive concerning?
I ain't gonna say what I mean. He's, like I say, he spews out white people talking points.
I'm sorry about that, everyone.
That's okay,
Yeah,
Crystal. You gotta handle your business,
yeah.
honey.
Yeah. Don Lemon spews out white people talking points. That's why they keep him on. He came down here for the Mike Brown situation. It's a lot of things. I wish I could find that clip and play it to you on how he was out there, that he got to sit here talking about everything else, and it was he's kind of semi downplaying Mike Brown himself, like you know him, or he got an overview of him. So every since then, I definitely had a side of him, and then, on top of that, I had to start watching a lot of these black people who they put on the front line. Gil King, all of them. Seriously, all of them. Right, Don is a joke. Yeah, he is.
Well, now SL. Okay, I don't want to. Okay, I'm not. I don't want to take it because you said, is it because you believe that they're not doing enough, or is it from I don't want to say a chauvinist view? Is it from a strong male perspective? Because a lot of male perspective go after Gayle King, and I think a lot of it has to do because she's a female, and she points out certain things, maybe negative, that specific black men do, not all black men.
No, it's not a male or female thing. It's just like I said, they talking points. He says it's for them. He says it's for them more than he says it. You know what I'm saying, for the person who he's talking against. You know, for like I said, for instance, like with the Mike Brown situation, if you was to sit there and listen to Don Lemon, and I know you're looking at another black man, but once you kind of start listening very closely at the words he's using, you would definitely see how he's downplaying, you know, another black person. He doesn't say it in a very negative way. It's like he used big words to where you have to cipher them and be like, hold the fuck up.
So you
what are you trying to say?
Almost like a subtle he does subtle jabs. That's what you're saying to me.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. But when it comes, like I said, when it comes to them, he'll say it nice and plainly and calmly where you understand. And don't let it be. It depends on the situation. You know what I'm saying? He might even side with the person, even though they was wrong. When it comes to the other culture, you have to remember that Don Lemon I believe he's in an interracial relationship, even though he's gay. But
Yes,
got
his
nothing to do
husband.
with,
I think his
Christy and
husband
China.
is. I think his
Yeah,
husband is.
he is.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like I said, you said he's mixed and married to a white man. Oh, okay. I ain't know he's making shit. He look like full blown nigga to me. Shit.
I thought he was African American myself.
Yeah, he looked like like I said, a square ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm looking at. I ain't think he was mixed, but hey, he might be. But I know that, like I said, he used their talking points, and that's why they keep him up there. If you get somebody like a DL Hughley to be on CNN, which he might be a guest, but they ain't gonna put him on no Don Lemon spot. To try to talk for them, he ain't gonna go for that. He ain't gonna go for that. Okay. Crystal, you back?
Yes, I am. I was just about
Okay.
to text you all in the chat, but this conversation is lit.
Oh, okay.
See.
Yeah, it took it, a surprisingly turn as well. Like I said, I was planning on being 45 minutes to an hour, but we going over an hour, but it's all good. Going to make sure everybody, be able to state their claim, and then, we get a, nice understanding of what the topic is about. We on topic tonight. That's what's up. What I wanted to say to you is that I wanted you to look at, because me and you are around the same age, and I wanted you to look at the 80s. Do you remember back in the 80s when you had blacks moving into white neighborhoods, but you didn't have so many blacks moving into the white neighborhoods?
I'm more the 90s.
You more than 90s? Yeah, you ain't gonna be, yeah. Damn, I ain't gonna be able to, to kind of throw this point I'm trying to get at you there. But what I was gonna say is that back then you had, in the 80s, you had a few blacks moving into white neighborhoods. And Bobby said that it's because of something you said earlier. I'm trying to think what it was, but I'm pretty sure you might kind of get my drift. Basically, when you blacks that was moving into these white neighborhoods, integrating with these whites as well, that's because more of those blacks, they seem know how I want to put this. I hate to be kind of bold sometimes. Basically, they seen more white point of views than those blacks that was moving into their neighborhoods versus when you got a black, back in the 80s when he did get money, most of them stayed, but some of them did move into other black neighborhoods, maybe a notch up. But when you got these blacks that move into these white neighborhoods, they seem more so of their point of views of living in life. So by me, what I'm saying is that when you get those type of blacks and they look down at the hood, look down on the hood, they don't realize what it is to actually be in the hood. So that's why you got, these different types of blacks. From what you were saying earlier about how it's so much black on black crime.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's because most people most of them blacks don't see it. They go out what the media is telling them. So that's how they think the hood is. When in actuality, the hood, most hoods are not like how the mass media is portraying it.
I see it's definitely agenda, placed on blacks. I think that blacks, a lot of us take the bait. And again, a lot of people, they don't like my opinion, but I am with a black man. I have a black child. I've always talked to my people. I mean, I don't go run to different people and stuff like that. I don't think people are better than blacks. I never have. But when you win a hood, see, when you live in Chicago, you see some ratchet ass shit. You know, it is what it is. And I've seen people get killed. Rape is fucking real.
Right. But let me
And
ask you. Let me ask you one thing though. How much resources do they have around?
see, I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking, look at Latinos. They have little or nothing. And they do the same shit, but at the same
Right.
time, it's a lot of structure in these poor Asian and
Right.
Latino communities. I'm looking at
But
the psyche of us.
they right. But they got resources around.
And also they have
That's what I'm trying to say.
they got government resources. When they actually
That as
programs
well.
they actually programs for immigrants, which I'm not knocking programs for immigrants. Let me say this, that I don't want anyone thinking that I'm some type of person that have negative feelings against immigrants, but they actually have programs for immigrants. And and people don't understand this, you know, the way we live has been promoted and systematic and grind in American history. Do you know the reason why in Oregon there's not many blacks? It's like less than 3%. The reason why there's not many blacks in Oregon, because until I think 1965 or 1962, there was actual law on the books in Oregon that blacks could not buy land. Now this is 2020. That's not long. That's not a long process. Look it up. Look it up. It's actually was on the books in Oregon. That's the reason why it's not a lot of African Americans in Oregon. We have to look at. It's not about the psyche. When they actually did a poll about how many hours that blacks work, you know, a lot of blacks work 2 or 3 jobs. A lot of blacks were still working, even with this pandemic. So it's not about the psychic. It's bigger than that. Do I think there's a lot of blacks that have some poor way of thinking way of thinking? Yes, I do. But I think it's bigger than that. You have a group that been systematic cast out of the economic growth in the United States.
Very true.
There was laws in place for that. Until we change that, until we demand that change, blacks are gonna be struggling. And they're
Right.
gonna be and they're
Well,
gonna keep on saying that you and I don't want to hear this. I hear this a lot about black. You gotta hustle. No, no, I'm not gonna be hustling. I'm gonna work the 9 to 5 like Bob and Tom does. And he was able to buy a house and be healthy and take care of his family. Well, guess what? Chiquita and Jerome, she'll work 9 to 5 and able to do the same.
yeah.
I
I
agree. God bless. I agree with you. I really do to a certain extent. But what I'm saying, when you can't depend on other people on your own, who do you have? How do we fix black folks in 2020? Well, we could be efficient among each other and look out for each other. That's my concern.
But Crystal, the only way we can look out for each other is that when we demand rights for each other, we cannot say pull up your bootstraps when we don't have that. When Martin Luther King did his speech about where even liberal whites were saying how we just gotta work hard, he said it's a falsehood to believe that people who went through slavery and Jim Crow laws, who had lands taken away from them, patents, patents taken away from them, generation. That's why we don't have generational wealth. And to say you should be on the same level as the majority, it's not realistic.
well, it's not only patents, God bless, it's other things as well. Just as I pointed out, the Lacoste, damn, I can't think of his first name, but Lacoste, how there was a black tennis player over, and he was a black Frenchman. And like I said, if you look at it now, who's the heirs of the Lacoste state, and you look at it, is whites. So somehow, some way, just like let's take Michael Jackson as prime example as well. And as we can see how this generation of the Jacksons is, then let's say another 2 generations from now, all the copyrights, y'all don't want to talk about. goddamn residuals, all that shit is gonna be going back to the whites.
Yes. It is. It is.
So that kind of ties into what I was trying to tell Crystal earlier. Now that it's kind of coming back to my mind while I was saying that, I said that story to her. It's because when you look at it, you got to look at the different types of blacks that, you know what I'm saying, actually go with the whites.
But don't get me wrong, Crystal has great points. I mean, she really do about our mindset and taking care of each other. I mean, yes, I totally agree. You know, that's a form of just what Crystal was pointing out was great about us uniting in unity. But you can't. Unity is great, but when you have laws, when you have different laws for different groups, it doesn't matter. Right now, I can march and I can march all day long. I can go and shop at every black owned beauty salon and bakery and whatever. I could do that. But if I have laws on the books that actually is geared to making me a second class citizen, it does not change anything. It does not. We can circulate a dollar in our community constantly. But when we go to court for something and Tom gets 2-year probation, we get 20, it's a problem.
Right.
So, God bless. Do you think that our psyche, the psychology, the way we think hinders us on some type of level?
You know what, Crystal? I really do. I think let me say this. I think it hinder us, but not in the way that you think I'm thinking. I'm thinking hinder us because we've been taught, and I've seen. I'm talking about educated black folks who got degrees, advanced degrees. We've been taught to blame ourselves. We've been taught to the reason why you're not successful is because you're not working hard. Chris, I know black folks who really, really like mentally health would decline because they didn't make it to the same level as their white counterparts. But they didn't know that white counterpart or that colleague or that immigrant colleague had a grandparent that passed down a house to them, you know? So they didn't have to buy a mortgage, they didn't have to buy a house. But this black man who came from the hood, who came from the rural South, I'm from the deep South, came from the deep South, they didn't have that opportunity. So you have a mind, so black people have a mindset that we gotta hustle hard and that's what we're gonna make it. Black people have been hustling for a long time. We've been told that we go to college, we'll make it, we succeed. We still getting killed, but we go to college, we succeed. And black people have to move away from it's my fault for all my issues, for all my faults, my problems, and not understand the bigger picture. If you don't change the laws, if you don't make your political representatives that we pay taxes for, we pay their salaries. If they don't represent us, our agenda, that's a problem. We got to change it. When you have the police union telling the two cops that pushed the older man down, y'all saw it all on TV, and 57 cops resigned because they didn't like that they suspended the two cops. What's that saying? What's that saying? Because they supporting police brutality. And a lot of time that police brutality is directed towards us. We have to change our mind of us being the victim and blaming ourselves and understand that we got to change the structure.
I get that. I totally get that. I've been talking about racism. I could pull up some of my old videos. I was talking about stuff I was blue in the face. But what I'm saying now is that I see other cultures teaching their kids when they're young. You don't have nobody else, you have each other. Look out for each other. What are black parents doing? You're telling your sons that the black girls hair too kinky, their nose too fucking big because you can't stand your damn self. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're telling your girls, your boys, your girls, they got straighten their hair and all that kind of shit. We birth a community of self-hate.
Yes.
And we don't get along, but we expect when we don't even fucking like us, to somehow get some justice, it starts with us. I feel like if we liked each other more, it would be better. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what, Crystal? I do believe that, because I think that we have a lot of self-hate.
Hold on, God bless.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I have to disagree with you on that part where you said we birth self hate. I think the self hate comes in from the media onto what experienced people, as people that we have.
ST,
That's
I
why I think
agree
it
with
comes
it.
from. I
It's
don't
the
think
media.
it gets taught.
I think it's the media, and I also think it's the parents. I have seen black women when they sons bring black girls home, they mad as fuck because she not light enough, and now they sons with white women, now they shot. I've seen black folks with this severe self hatred, and that's something too that needs to be addressed in order for us to love ourselves as a fucking people. A lot of shit starts at home, and a lot of black folks are dealing with some shit that is just, you know,
Yeah.
it's just, just can't even explain the level of self-hate many of our people have. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know what, Crystal, I noticed the self-hate, especially when it came to when you when anything, like I say, anything that any justice against a black person, the first comment I noticed that what black people say is, what did that victim do? What did that victim did to get caused to die? That's self-hate. I don't care. I truly do believe that. And somebody said, keep it on 100, non-colorism. Well, colorism plays a part of it, but I think that right now the big colorism does play a part of, as I slightly disagree with you with that. When the media hype that up, we have a lot of colorism in the black community. It's just what it is. It's not. Um, it is what it is. We have a lot of colorism, and it's not just black men. It's black women who participate in it also. A lot of us participate in the colorism because we use certain words as good hair and cute. I'm gonna use an example. I don't want to go back from my topic. But Krista, do you notice that? Just use an example, like the strong mommy gang. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Jazzy. What's the girl? Minky. Uh, Chrissy, and the heavy chick, Livy.
Liz, yeah, I
Liv.
only know strong mommy Chrissy and Liz. I don't know the other two.
Well, they were down all the other women. Don't get me wrong; they have their faults. But a lot of men don't down Liv too much, and it's not because she's not an unattractive woman. I'm not saying that, but because she's fair skinned. I think it's one of the issue because she is fair skinned.
Mm-hmm.
Disregard the way she talks to her husband. Disregard that some may say she's mobily obese. Disregard that, which is nothing wrong with obesity. I love fluffy people. I'm fluffy. I love fluffy people. But what I'm saying, I love fluffy people. I'm saying disregard that part. The reason why
Mm-hmm.
is because they favor her because she's fair skinned. It is what it is. People play up what benefits them. Just like when the young lady in the park called the police, the fake police call on the bird watcher black guy. She automatically said he's an African American because that benefits her. That's what people play on.
Mm-hmm. I can agree with that.
So a lot of people is play on this scenario. I just think that we got to move it beyond blaming us as a black folks. And I'm thinking a lot of people is finally kind of changing the strip on it. You're hearing more black people calling for reparations. You're hearing more black people who talk about economic equality because time has passed. We got to I'm demanding. I have a right. You have a beautiful child that you're raising up, and he or she deserve to have the same rights as everyone else. I'm not even, I'm 40 years old. I'm not even worrying about me anymore. I'm worrying about our young children coming up. I don't want them experiencing this.
I worry about the children a lot, the little children and the babies. I'm consistently worrying about the kids. I definitely know that we don't have our lives. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
I understand that. But what are we gonna do as a community? What are we gonna change? And we don't like to address self hate. That makes us uncomfortable, many of us. So we're
Mm-hmm.
not gonna address that. So it's like I want to see us doing better as a people. I don't expect other groups to, do certain things for us. I know we got to clean up ourselves. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely understood what you were saying.
And I understood what you're saying, because I got some of your points also, and I'm digesting it. Just like on a previous podcast, I am really was focused on economic growth in our community. So I kind of went out on my way to look at online Black boutiques. And now I'm really focusing on buying something from Black businesses every month. Like every month, I'm determined to buy Black books, Black toys, anything that is related to circulating funds in our community. But I'm still going to vote. I'm still going to see who's my.
That's fine. You know, so that's fine that you do that. God bless. I mean, keep that attitude up. You know, I had the same attitude just as well. You know,
Mm-hmm.
to support a Black business. You know what I'm saying? Minimum once a month. Minimum. You
Yeah.
know, I think if we all keep that same attitude, I think that, like I said, that'd be a good start. You know, to keep going and going.
And
Most
you know what?
definitely.
Also, let me say this. Estelle, I know we joke a lot on this platform, but now a lot of Black people are going to certain media for their knowledge, and a lot of times Black people are going to YouTube and using the Black media on YouTube. Some use Roland Martin, some use Yvette Cornell, Tone.
Right.
With you now, this political people are using this to you as also a source. Just make sure. I always tell people we have a duty as Black people to try to give out the right information. It doesn't matter if we have different opinions, because we all human. But we could also learn from each other. I learned from Chrissy. I didn't really look at um, the self hate much, because I guess I've seen systematic racism so much. Didn't really look at the self hate part. But that was a good perspective, Chrissy, that you point out. So I want to thank you for that.
Thank you, sis. And I learned a lot from you today. I appreciate both of you having me on. You taught me some more things as well. And you broke some stuff down. God bless. And I'm going to go back in the chat. And thank you, STL.
Oh, no problem. I appreciate you coming up, you know what I'm saying, critiquing and commentating as well as God bless. God bless. You got any last thing you want to say? Oh, okay.
Uh,
I am. You want to come up? Go ahead, God bless. Go ahead.
I just want to say, y'all be safe. Just be safe. Pray if you do pray, and just pray for this country to heal. Just pray for this country to heal. That's all.
Yeah, come on, I give you 5. Yeah, I was supposed to stop this like 30 minutes ago, but they was going so good, I ain't want to do that to them. Okay. We got I am coming to the panel.
Bro, can you hear me?
Yeah, you good.
All right, great show so far. I just have a couple of questions. One is, what is American Blacks' identity? What's our identity? What's our
Hold on.
culture?
You can
Can you hear me?
you said yeah, I can hear you now. You said what's our identity and what's our culture?
Yeah.
Wow, that well when
Because
you
see,
talk about the
I think
identity part, that's a good one.
I think that's what's the biggest problem that because ever since you've been having this this type of conversation on a panel, me, you, Mo, and God bless, and the rest of the people. So I've been, trying to go back and read and research and look at stuff. And I know someone brought up how immigrants come over here and, they get, resources from, the government and, America and all that stuff, and we don't. And the reason why we don't
Right, and
is we're the only, huh?
we talked about that. We talked about that before. Like I said, the ones that they come over here, they vet them and make sure they have the same point of views before they get over here. If you
Yeah,
notice, all of them they come over here, they move closer to them than us. They only come to
right,
us to, you know what I'm saying, pull resources out of. I mean, pull I ain't gonna say funded, but pull monetary gain from us.
right. But my point more is to the fact that we don't have no country behind us that bag us, that back us up with their trading goods. Everybody else, that majority that
Well,
comes over here,
you're right.
has a country that America
You're right.
trades with. So the off-putting is allow them to come here and invest still well because we trade with these countries and we make billions of dollars and trillions of dollars with trading with them. That's why
Right.
Hispanics are able
But
to come across the border. Now, go ahead.
but you gotta look. Let's look at this though. I know what you're saying, but this is something you gotta do some investigation on, man. Especially with the Chinese ordeal. Let me start with them, then I'm gonna move into the other races. With the Chinese people, if you notice how they are able to come over here and outbeat us on the hair supply game. Let me say that again. The hair supply game. We can't beat them
Right.
that day. We can go over
But
there and you know what I'm
but do
saying,
you know why
buy
that is
products and
though?
all that.
But do you know why that
It's
is though?
systematically, yeah, it's
Yeah, but not
systematically done that way.
right, but it's bigger than that because the Chinese, the Japanese, the Koreans, they all have Asia, which is America's biggest trade partner on all the shit that America mostly put out, from cell phones to cars to toys to whatever it is. A lot of shit is made in China or made in a whole Asian community. So of course they're gonna let them come over here and sell their hair. Of course they're gonna let them come over here
But
and have the
right,
beauty shops. But we don't. American blacks don't have that. So when I was bringing up the fact that we have to do something that's catastrophic, that's out of the norm, like really all come together and unite and move to a certain. It was just a thought, just my own thought, because we have to do something that's radical like that. Because other than that, we don't. American blacks don't have shit that America needs to trade with. We already came over here and built the country up. Then they threw with us
right.
because we have no country that's supporting America and having a constant trade. What do American blacks offer United States but a black eye?
You said, but a black eye. So we giving the United States a black eye.
That's how United States look at us. That's why they treat us the way they treat us. Because what do we offer them? What do we give? Our vote don't mean shit because we all spread out between our votes. Our dollar don't mean
I
shit
vote.
because it's all spread
Hold on,
out.
hold on. You touching up on a lot of things, but it's like different aspects of what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of different situations. Now, as far as our votes does count. That's why they come to us for a vote. So our votes
Okay,
do count.
it
But
only
now,
comes.
do our vote works? You know what I'm saying? Benefits us? No.
Okay, so but what I'm saying is, they really don't need our vote anymore because I mean, yes, they do it so it can be overwhelming, but a lot of us didn't vote the last presidency because Obama was out and they wasn't gonna vote for Hillary and they wasn't gonna vote for Trump. So a lot of us didn't even vote. A lot of black people didn't even vote this last big election, and Trump still got in. They think, well, if Hillary would have voted, blacks would have voted, Hillary would have got in. But do we really want to vote for her either? Not because she a woman, because she stand for it. But what I'm saying is, we have no country bagging us. We have no trade goods that's backing American blacks to where America see us as a partner, whether it's a 25% partner, 10% partner, or nothing. So we're just here. The problem is, it's like how they brought us in to build the stuff, and we start and they multiplied us to farm the land and build shit and all that, whatever. And now they got all
Now,
that together.
right.
They ain't know how to do it.
Okay.
Now it's like, okay, we don't need
You
them no more.
right. Yeah, you just said something that was good. I played a video earlier. I want you to go back and look at that. We'll play it again, but like I said, I was giving this extra 5 minutes. I'm gonna give it another 4 minutes. I mean, you got some good point that you're making, but like I said, the video I played earlier, it basically broke a lot of what you're saying down. It truly did.
Well, I'll just end
But
on this. But like I'm saying, I'll end on this. We have to find something. We have to find something as American blacks, not part of Africa, because we're so distant from them. We're not a part of them, and they don't see us as a part of them. Okay, and if you don't have any of these, these Caribbean, blacks islands in your blood or whatever, then you're American blacks, the ones that came over here from whatever. But you're here. What do we have as a trade partner now? What do we have to give to America now? Okay, that's number one. And then number two, what do we have to give to each other to where we all want to unite with each other? Because we have no culture.
right.
We don't have
But
our
like I
own
said,
culture.
a lot of that you're saying is done systematically, man. It's roadblocks,
But how do
for us
we get
to,
out of it? The point is, I keep hearing it. It's systematic.
like I
It's the
said,
system. It's all that.
right.
But then,
Once again,
what are
we
we
either
doing
gonna
to
have
get out
to
of it?
take, or no, we either gonna have to take or make away, either one of the two, just like they do.
But take from who? We can't. We can't.
Whatever you
We
try to get
cannot.
them.
Okay, look. We cannot strong, like you said. We cannot strong arm and take nothing because, as you say, those other countries, like
Shit, they do.
yeah,
Right.
but
I mean,
because
they do
those other
when they.
countries have a trade behind them to say, you know what? If you don't treat our people right, then we're not going to trade our goods no more with you. That's going to hurt them, or it's going to cause them to have to go to war with them. We don't have no country that trades with America that will bag the people up. If they treat us bad, we can't go back to Africa and be like, well, fuck it, stop trading with them because they treat our people
Yeah,
bad.
you're right. Yeah, you're right. We can't. But I mean, even with Africa, I mean, you look at that. Everybody over there that's going over there and over there is raping the damn country out of all the
But what I'm saying,
resources.
right? But what I'm saying, but Africans get to come over here and go to college. They get grants, they get loans, they get stuff and all that because America does business with their country, and they know that if they treat their people wrong in a whole, then it will be an issue. A lot of these killings that you see, have you? I mean, I'm pretty sure it has, but we haven't seen one on camera because it's probably not as regular. But have you seen Africans being treated as bad as American blacks?
No. Because, like I said,
Right.
they consider white over here. They consider white over here.
But why? Because they have a trade backing behind them. So since we don't have
It's not
that,
only the trade. It's not, like I said, it's not only the trade backing. Like I said, they vet them people before they even get over here, man. That's what I'm trying to tell you. But we're gonna talk about that on another day.
all right,
But to say something,
yeah,
what Lawrence you just said, our dollar means a lot. We just don't understand how to work things, and that is very true. That is very
all right,
true.
great show, bro. I'll catch you on the next one.
I appreciate it. But like I said, watch the
No problem.
playback. I played a good video.
Oh yeah, I will.
Check it out.
Okay, will do.
All right.
All right.
Tell it, everybody stay up. Shout out to my playback watchers. Shout out to my shadow watchers. Even my shadow watchers came in the chat. Shout out to y'all. Like I said, it was supposed to be 45 minutes to an hour, but like I said, it was going good. So we went an hour over, but it's all good. It ain't no but love. But tell it, everybody stay up.